Hello and welcome to Basics of Nursing Research. I'm Nikki, one of the nursing librarians. Today we'll go over some basics: topic development, determining your search terms, and searching for information. Before we get started, let's talk about where you can find information. The library site is library.uic.edu. The main page has the hours, information on how to request items, databases, and research guides. There's also a specific research guide for evidence-based practice. Go to Research Guides, all one word, .uic.edu/nursing, then click on the Evidence-Based Practice tab. It's tempting to just start searching, but for best results, you should have a plan. First, you need to develop your topic. Where do you get ideas? Health news sites, point-of-care tools like Dynamed and UpToDate, by reviewing articles and scanning the table of contents in a journal are all great places to come up with a research topic. Are you just answering a simple question, or are you going more in depth? The type of question and information required determine the resources used. Let's say your question is clinical. Who's your population? I'm interested in adults with diabetes. What's the intervention? Education on diabetes and nutrition. What are we comparing it to? Diabetes education only. And then how are we going to measure the efficacy? What's our desired outcome? For this example, a good outcome would be a lower hemoglobin A1C after 3 months. This is called developing your PICO question, and it's a great way to think about your question and what you're going to include and exclude. Here's our question again, all nicely organized and separated out. We have our question, now we need to figure out where to look. Note that your professor may have their own requirements. Keep in mind that while systematic reviews and randomized controlled trials are at the top of the evidence-based pyramid, that doesn't mean other types of articles don't have value. It just means it's more difficult to generalize the results to a wider population. Keep in mind, what you absolutely need to have is credible information. Going to places like blogs, Wikipedia, and company websites aren't necessarily credible and need to be viewed with much more scrutiny. You're almost ready to start searching. First, you need to refine your topic. It's super frustrating to have a topic all picked out, only to discover that it's not a thing. It's so specific there's only a couple articles ever written about it, or what have you. When you do your actual search, you should have some idea of what you can expect to find. Okay, we have our topic and we're almost ready to begin our search. We just need to make a few more decisions. When doing your search, it's best to search by database and not with the main library site search bar. This ensures a more targeted search. Databases cater to certain disciplines and subjects with varying degrees of overlap. Think of it as looking at different books on a section of shelving as compared to searching the entire library. But which database do you choose? Think about who will be writing about your topic and who are they writing for. When determining search terms, think about which words you're going to use. You don't need to type in a sentence, short and sweet and to the point. But we want to avoid acronyms. CT scan, MI, MRI. It's best to type out the entire thing. Also, think of parallel terms, like vaccination, immunization. If there's another term for something, put that in as well. I find it helps to search for each piece of your topic separately and then use the advanced options in the database to combine your searches to narrow them down. Always apply filters or limits when you've done your search. They're generally found on the sidebar and they're super helpful for narrowing down your results. Don't get all click happy though. 100 results isn't too many if you're just scanning through the titles for relevance. Also, if there's an option for free full text, don't click on it. These are articles that are available for free to the general public. Since you're affiliated with the university library, you can use my resources. Now that you have your topic and some terms, you've chosen to start with CINAHL. It's a nursing database, so unless you have a compelling reason not to, you should always check here for articles. I like to start broad, then narrow down my results. This is a screenshot of CINAHL. You will likely spend more time in this database than any other. The library has a tutorial specifically for CINAHL. The link for it is in the description. Databases use similar language, but often it's not exact, like saying garbanzo beans or chickpeas. For example, CINAHL uses the term healthcare error, but PubMed says medical error, and then they both say medication error. So use your terms carefully. The important thing is that they're relatively equivalent. I take it as a good sign when I see some overlap between my databases. When I have a few articles in common, it means that my searches are looking at the same body of literature. Apart from PubMed and CINAHL, some good ones to check out are ERIC, an education database for anything kid-related, PsycInfo's for behavioral health. I've used it for diet and barriers to medication adherence. Embase is really good for medications and medical devices. It's so frustrating to have done a search, found great articles, and not remember how you did it. Keep track of your terms and relevant results in a way that makes sense to you. I'm usually collaborating with someone, so I keep my search terms in a shared document and my articles in a citation manager like RefWorks or Zotero. There's a great guide for how to use those at researchguides.uic.edu/RefWorks. I hope that gives you a good overview. If you need any help, just ask. My email is below. I'm available all week. If you need something after hours, you can also use the library contact form. There's several nursing liaisons, and we'd all be happy to help you. Have a great day.